indie creative community. If you are a creator in the chat, please comment creator. Send us your first chapter. We're going to be reading the first 7 pages of this for indie creators every Sunday. This is what we freaking do. So let's go ahead and jump into V7 chapter 3. Who wants to take the lead here?
Um, I mean, I don't mind if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
So one of the things I find really funny about story like this series in particular, is that it has a way of just pulling you in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even if you're in a mood to not really want to read, like after you get like a couple of sentences in, like it really does do a good job of keeping your attention. So I really appreciate that about this series. And I just have to say, I am so happy and a little bit shook that we got Callus's backstory a little bit too in this chapter.
Yeah, see, now that part I did not fully get to yet. I ended right before we got to that part. But
Anthony,
to kind of like
I
pick,
can't spoil it.
you said what?
I can't spoil it then because it's about her dad.
I had saw that for where I left to where I left off.
Yeah, no
I'll just say
spoiling.
this though. Um, that was a very sad and jarring moment for her, and I see why she is the way she is. And I it was also interesting to hear her talk about the difference between like a flame user and like an ember user. You know, like those two. So, like, I appreciated that as well. And I liked how they took on a new team member. I still don't trust him personally. You know, I think that like when she brings people on, I mean, she's obviously really good at vetting people, and she's got ways of, dealing with them if they do betray her. But I just feel like this new guy needs to definitely earn his place before I like feel comfortable letting my guard down. But he seems like he's for the cause so far, and I'm excited to see what the next chapter will hold for sure. But yeah, this was definitely some Callous lore that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm new to the story, but this chapter definitely like pulled me in. Like
Yeah,
after,
no.
after I was wondering,
Yeah, keep going, Jordan.
I was wondering why like the dude was so like ready to give up with it. She went back on her backstory and all that, and yeah, she's tough. Yeah.
No, Kalis is a really dope character. For like what I did read, I took a bunch of notes because I do have a few questions that I wanted to ask you. So when she's like interrogating Wells, like Kalis is so calculated because it's like there's certain stuff that she wants to be like that. She has to like get the information out, play her role for like her superiors, but there's also things she doesn't want them to hear. So like how she's navigating that whole situation and that interrogation when the cameras are on, I was like, man, this is you got to be really calculated because it's like you can't let these people know that you don't want them to know like everything, but you got to play the role of still like, oh well, I am still a part of this, even though we know she's cooking up something else. And then I think even for from like Wells, like the last thing I read where he was like telling her, please save them. It's like I was like, oh shoot, so is he not as in on this stuff as I thought he was? So I'm sure as the more I read, I'll be able to find out more. But I thought that went in a totally different direction of where we had left off in chapter 2, where I thought this was going to get really bad for him. So I'm very curious, like to finish